Hello everyone, so Squad V12 has basically unofficially released, and we'll go into how to play V12 in a second. Before the video, I just want to let you guys know that Squad is on sale for 50% off, so 20 bucks at chrono.gg/Karmakut, and it's only going to be like that for roughly the next 24 hours. So if you have yet to pick up Squad, grab it now. It's on sale for 20% off, 50% off for $20 at chrono.gg/Karmakut. By doing so, you not only support a charity, the Stack Up Veterans charity, but also the channel. So V12 unofficially released, it's on sale. Now is like the best time to grab it. Alright, so going straight into how to play V12 unofficial release. Basically, if you own Squad currently, or after you buy Squad from the sale, what you're able to do is go into your Steam library, and you'll see the Squad public testing. Now, you install the Squad public testing, and you will have access to V12. They're leaving up this public testing until V12 officially releases onto the normal branch. But the public testing is going to be up until V12 releases. So it's pretty much released, right? It's pretty much here. It's going to be here, and it's not going anywhere. So you can grab V12. You don't have to worry about installing or switching back on the normal branch. If you just installed the Squad public testing branch, you'll be able to play Squad V12 essentially until V13 comes out. So go ahead and do that, guys, and I'll see you guys in there. But remember, grab that sale at chrono.gg/Karmakut. It's only going to be there for the next 24 hours, and it's 50% off. Alright, so getting into the actual patch notes of V12, right? We're going to be going through, I stream pretty much 7 days straight on Wednesday, and we're going to be going through my reactions and impressions on a couple of these changes. Alright, so first off, rally points are now spawn waves. So when you spawn in on a rally now, you spawn in with a whole group of people. You don't just trickle off. Hands down, this is definitely the best change in this patch, or at least one of the best changes. This keeps teams together so much easier, and you're able to actually execute maneuvers as fire teams and squads much better now, because you're all sticking together. You aren't having people trickle in. Next thing is, the rally point is actually unlimited. And some of you might be thinking, oh, that's really overpowered. Why would you ever use a fob? And we'll go into that in a second. The next point we're going to make here is the persistent ammunition. Now, the persistent ammunition makes it so that when you die, the next time you respawn, unless you respawn at main or you hit an ammo crate or you resupply, the next time you spawn will have the same amount of ammo that you died with before. So if I have 5 mags, and I go out and I use a mag, so I have 4 mags, and I die, when I respawn, if I don't rearm, I will still have 4 mags. So it's awesome because it makes this rally point unlimited kind of change not too overpowered, because you have to rely on your ammo. You're keeping track of your ammo and logistics now, and that's what's limiting your rally spawns, rather than a number of how many spawns you can use on the rally. So it's a really cool and clever thing that they did, and it really makes the most noticeable change with this is that it really makes tanks and armor much harder to kill. And that's kind of good, because before in V11 it was way too easy to pop vehicles. You just spawn in as a lat and you get 2 lat rounds every single time you spawned in. It was a little bit too much in my opinion. But now vehicles seem to have a decently good lifespan, and I really think that it's pretty balanced right now. I will say it might feel a little bit harsh and a little bit punishing at the beginning, but once you get used to it and as squad leaders understand, like, oh, they need to bring a vehicle, or you have the ammo rifle bags now with the riflemen, it's really, really cool. And I think it's going to be a really, really cool feature in the future, especially as tactics and strategies develop. Now, moving on, with that, the infantry rearming now costs significantly less depending on what you're rearming. For example, each mag is only 2 points now. So if you're only rearming mags, you could have like a total of 10 points for ammo cost to rearm. However, to rearm AT and HAT, it is a little bit more expensive. So you can see now it's really focused kind of around that management of your HE and your lats, right? Because now you can't just spend them willy-nilly and just respawn with more ammo, which I think is a really nice change. Riflemen also have ammo bags now. So this is cool because now people are thinking, oh, you know, it's really annoying. Persistent ammo is really annoying. But they're giving you a small crutch, which are the ammo bags. So now you're able to kind of extend your period of time outside with the ammo bags. However, once those ammo bags are expended, you will have to rearm at a fob or at a vehicle or at a main. Bandages can now revive any player. So a lot of people thought that this was going to be a crazy change, right? And medics were going to be useless. Well, here's the thing. Any player can revive any player. But if it's not a medic, it takes longer and you won't regain your stamina when you're brought up. So that player is alive, but they're going to have very little health. They're not going to be able to use any of their stamina. And they're going to have to wait for a medic to heal them. So medics are still extremely crucial. We still run 2 medics per squad. And I think it's a really cool feature because it keeps squads alive a little bit more. So I definitely like this new change. A lot of people thought it was going to really ruin squad, but I think it's actually a great idea because medics still as useful as before, still as necessary, but now you kind of have a little bit of flexibility and you don't have to worry about, oh, both medics died, whole squad's wiped, we're respawning, right? You can actually kind of work with certain situations now. It's not just a one hit, all right, we got to wipe it now. Fob spawns are now disabled when 2 or more enemies are within 30 meters of the hab. So this is great because it will kind of tend to that meat grinder feel that we feel in V11 because habs can like continue spawning players no matter how many people are around them. So I really like this change because now once you get on top of a hab and you overpower the hab, that's it. It's done. It's shut down. You don't have to worry about, oh my god, he just spawned in on a wave and he just killed us. You know it's shut down for sure. So that's a good change, and I really enjoy that. Now, fobs now have a max capacity of 20,000 construction and ammo points. That's 10 times more than before. Before it was locked at 2,000 each. So fobs are going to be able to be massive resupply and build points, right? You're going to be able to create huge fobs and use them as actual bases instead of just spawning points. So I really like this change as well. Random AAS has been added into the game. Now, me personally, I like Invasion more than AAS. But random AAS is definitely a good thing. It adds technically an infinite amount of layers to the game and a lot more replayability. I would like to see a random invasion mode somewhere in the future. Moving on to Suppression, this is actually my favorite change. This is hands down my favorite change. There's actual suppression now. So LMGs and HMGs, especially on MRAPs and certain vehicles like that, like the open tops, the techies and everything, those rounds will suppress you. And when you're being suppressed, you're scared. You can't see, your sway is increased. So suppression actually means something now. Before V12, the LMGs like the SAWs, the RPKs, and all those kinds of things, aside from the cool optic that some of them might have, they just felt like extended magazine rifles, right? That's all they felt like. They didn't felt like they were used for suppression or to send a whole bunch of rounds at once. They felt like they're kind of like rifles with huge magazines. But now with V12, because of the suppression, you'll actively see people both in LMGs and HMGs just sending huge amounts of fire at the enemy direction because it actually works. It decreases the effective fire that you're receiving. And that's an awesome thing that I want to see more of in squad because it allows for more tactics and more maneuvers in games. So they've also added physical material based on the vehicles, right? And the materials that they're on. So this is kind of cool because it adds a little bit more of that realism. You can't just drive a trans truck through the river anymore. You'll be greatly slowed, right? So terrain actually matters, which means roads actually matter. And that creates a lot of cool strategies that players can cut off supply points or you kind of know where vehicles are going. And it kind of gets rid of the random completely, you can meet anyone in a place that makes no sense kind of strategy to an area where you kind of have supply routes and paths and avenues that players are going to take, and using that information, you can react accordingly. So I really like that change. The next thing is just the shift for the vehicles. You can now choose what gear you're in. That's not really too big. As far as systems, they're just doing a whole bunch of system stuff. They're trying to fix a lot of the optimization and a lot of the jitter, so you can read through that if you want. Once again, I'll leave a link in the description and in the comments to the Join Squad actual article so you guys can go through and read it all on your own. New weapons. New hat for the Insurgents, the RPG-29. Really cool. It's just a new hat. Nothing too special. It's nice. It's nice eye candy for sure. But I definitely love the new FAL. The FAL is amazing. It's so much fun to use. And it's so much better than the G3, which was before what the Insurgents and the Militia would get. Now they're replaced with the FAL. And the FAL just looks better. The iron sights are better. It performs much better than I believe the G3 ever did. So it's an awesome new weapon for the smaller factions. New weapon, L22, which is a small carbine version of the L85 for the crewman kit for the not the militia, the Brits. So cool to have that. This is a big game changer. The new SKS with the PU1 3.5 times scope. Now this is very important because it now gives militia and insurgent squad leaders optics, right? Before the insurgents had the optic, not the insurgents, the militia had the optic for the AK, the upside down reticle optic, but now both these factions have 3.5 times scopes. And I think that's awesome because it gives them a lot more flexibility and a lot more option. New RPG-7 scope, which is a 2.8 times scope for the Russian lat and hat. So now Russia has a lot of reach when it comes to destroying enemy armor. And this is incredibly important with the addition of tanks, right? So they've also nerfed a lot of the damage on a lot of the vehicles. So it now takes more lats or more hats to kill certain vehicles. which I am actually okay with. It sounds a little weird, but I think it's okay right now. We'll see as time goes on as we play more, but I think how Vehicle and Lad is at right now, it's in a good spot. And then a new M4 with a weird red dot on it for the Militia Squad Leader, which is okay. They added a lot of eye candy. You can see here they changed the crewman kits for all the factions. They now have that little helmet thing on, so that's pretty cool. Scoped rifles are accessible at 3 players at least, and every rifleman now can pick between a optic or a 1x. So the amount of optics in squads has increased. I normally would be against this, but so far I think it's because of the suppression change. So far, I'm okay with this. Like, I'm okay with it because the amount of suppression you can increase, optics don't feel as overpowered as before. So I'm definitely down with the suppression change, and I think it's what allows them to increase the amount of optics. Projectiles now decelerate. That's okay. Haven't really experienced that or seen that happen and make a big impact. What they've done is they increased the size of the sights on the G3, AK, AKM, and RPK. So a lot of these weapons now have closer iron sights, so it's much easier to see with the iron sights, and I love that because before, a lot of the iron sights on these weapons were just really small, and it was hard to see anything. Vehicles, T-72, the new British APC, and the Abrams, right? 2 main battle tanks and a new APC for the Brits. The tanks are definitely awesome to see, definitely awesome to have in game because they look cool, they sound cool. It's a cool addition to the experience. But honestly, when it comes to tank gameplay and what I feel tanks actually bring to squad mechanics, right now I don't think that they add too much new as far as mechanic and gameplay wise. Simply because when I think of a tank, almost everything a tank can do, a Bradley can almost do better. When you look at the Bradley, it's still got the tow, it's got AP and HE rounds, and it's got a transport capability, right? Whereas these tanks are just really, really, really strong. They take a lot of damage, but they don't do anything else that's too crazy. What I would like to see to change my opinion on this is have the HE or frag rounds on the vehicles, on the tanks, actually do damage that goes through walls. That way tanks have a specific role for firing rounds at compounds to get enemies through the walls. Because there's no building destructibility, I really feel like tanks could easily fill this role, and that way they'd have a unique kind of feature attached to them. Smoke generators and the repair kit. So these are both really cool additions as well. You can now do compartmentalized damage to certain vehicles. So for example, the tanks, you can ammo rack them, hit them where the ammo is, and they'll pop. You can hit their engines on almost any vehicle. Almost every vehicle has an engine that you can hit, in which case the vehicle speed slows to basically a crawl. And to fix this, you use your crewman kit, which is a repair toolbox you take out and you hammer on the vehicle and it'll fix it, right? It won't bring it up to 100%, but it'll get back to where it's working. Smoke generators on almost all tracked and heavy wheeled vehicles, so you can now drop smoke behind your vehicle for an infantry push. Very cool. Turret stabilization. Now this is definitely one of the most requested features regarding vehicles because like the amount of terrain in squad that's up and down, makes you really nauseous sometimes when you're driving vehicles in V11. But in V12, turret stabilization works really well. And with turret stabilization comes the hunter killer feature. Now let me explain how to use this. When you're a commander in a vehicle and you're looking at a target and the gunner is looking at something in a different direction, if you click space as the commander, it will grab the turret and align it with your sight. So you can just instantaneously align the gunner and the commander at once. Now, the other way you can use it is if the gunner's looking left and the commander's looking right and the gunner hits E, the turret will then snap to the commander. So both work, but the commander can grab and force the camera, whereas the gunner can always choose to align with the commander. So very cool feature, especially with these heavier tanks. You need more eyes out. You need to be able to spot things, and it's very easy now to align the gunner to the commander. So new vehicles, we talked about that. Commander seats for the Bradley and Warrior, especially with the Hunter Killers feature. That's awesome. But yeah, deployables, the new Cornet, right? It's cool. A couple of different balance changing regarding how the weapons spawn without ammunition now, and you have to load them with ammunition. But here is definitely where V12 100% shines, and this is one of my favorite part that has definitely brought life back into squad, is the mapping changes. There are new maps. There's one new map called Talil Outskirts, right? Definitely a huge, vast map with desert. You got kind of these new buildings, new assets, and these new assets are on a lot of the maps, like Yeehaw, for example, as well. We're used to seeing the same kind of building. We've essentially in V11 gone through every building before. But now with V12, they've added new building types. They've added tents. They've added cool netting. There's a lot of cool new assets as far as map assets in V12 that really give Squad a in-depth and in-detail feel. Like, it feels fleshed out. It feels more fleshed out than V11, of course. And then the things that they've done with the colors as well, like, oh my god, these map reworks are amazing. Yeehaw is my new favorite map. I used to hate Yeehaw. Yeehaw right now is gorgeous. It's got great gameplay. It's got a lot of ground cover. The colors are gorgeous. It's just so nice to have a new map, or excuse me, a map rework that really, really, truly breathes life back into the game. Because it's been a while since I've been this like stunned by the maps. V11 kind of like dulled them out and had them look very weird, but it's definitely much more beautiful now. V11 or V12 Fireteams. Fireteams, guys. I've been using Fireteams like crazy on assaults, and they work so well. I've got a ton of cool highlights from Wednesday's stream that just have the most amazing executed attacks because I'm able to easily control Fireteams now. And so you're going to see how effective using Fireteams are as I upload these videos and these clips. And they're just so much fun. It's so easy to use. And people actually listen, which is great. So definitely a big yes to the Fireteam. As far as the command, there's a whole bunch of other stuff in here you can read. Nothing really too interesting to go over. But that's pretty much all the stuff I want to talk about in V12. And it's just a great update. The maps, dude. The maps breathe so much life into the game. So much. A couple things I really like too are the wave spawns, persistent ammo. I really love the suppression. The tanks are okay, like I said. It's kind of like eye candy right now because they don't really do anything too new, right? They don't really bring anything too new. Whereas when I was playing with the helicopter mod, it completely changed how Squad played. Tanks don't really change how Squad plays. They just don't, unfortunately. That's my opinion on it right now. Tanks are gorgeous, and they're cool. They're really strong, but they don't really change anything about the game. Whereas when we played helicopters, it changed entirely how Squad felt and the strategy behind what you would have to do. But definitely Fireteams, also a great add. And remember, Squad is on sale for the next about 24-ish hours at chrono.gg/Karmakut. So if you don't have Squad now, get it. 50% off. Support a charity and the channel. V12 basically unofficially released, and it's 50% off for $20. So definitely pick that up. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. A ton of V12 coming, a ton of V12 footage coming for you guys in the couple days here. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I'm exhausted. This is at the end of the like 10-hour stream we did. So we'll be back tomorrow, Thursday, with another stream, and I'll see you all in the next one.